Cheers to your perfect family.
Yo, what up, everybody? It's your boy, voiceover dub, Ghost Boy XO, back here again with another video. And we're going to the movies. We're going to AMC, check out the fit. And your boy is gonna watch Evil Dead Burn. And I heard some mixed reviews. Hey, yo, check out your boy. Look, he has already rosy cheeks. It's a hot day, man. I came in the daytime. Of course, you could see, and your boy's gonna get some of that Coke, Diet Coke, cherry, and he's addicted. But yeah, I have heard some mixed reviews about Evil Dead Burn, and some good things, some bad things. I don't know where it takes place. I'll be honest with you, I haven't really kept up Evil Dead. The last one was decent. I think it was the last one. But yo, check out, these had those sea heaters. I'm gonna turn it off in a bit because it ain't get hot. It was hot outside. It was nice and cool. I wore a cut up shirt and it was a hot day. I was just glad to be in the AC. I have AC at the house too, but I am all relajado and relaxed, ready to watch a scary movie. Let's check it out. Oh, look at that hat. You're looking fresh. But anyways, check out your boy. This was after the movie. Anyways, leave a like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace. Yo, what up, everybody? It's your boy, Ghost Boy XO, back here again with another video. Sorry if it's a little dark. It's nighttime and I'm doing the review. Hopefully the camera stays still, doesn't fall. Anyways, I had to do it at night because it's been hot in the daytime and your boy sweats a lot. I have rosacea, so I get really red. So we went to go watch Evil Dead Burn. I have mixed feelings about it. I'll be honest with you, I think the other one, Evil Dead Rise, was better than this movie. I'll be honest with you. And people didn't even like that one, Evil Dead Rise. If I'm correct. Evil Dead Rise was the one with there was the lady in the apartment and she was scary as shit. That one, the one that ended in like the parking structure, that's the one I'm talking about. Let's get into it. The movie starts off with there's like a recording being played. They're talking about the Book of the Dead, and they're also talking about that I guess there's a weapon. They found a weapon that they're able to kill these demons. Sorry, my AC was on. And there's a video, I guess there's a recording playing, and then there's somebody writing something, and then he stumbles upon something in the wall. So then from there it cuts into, there's two guys, they're fishing, and dude picks up the phone call. His girlfriend's calling, blowing up his phone. So then he answers, and then the other guy gets he's fishing, gets dragged into the lake, basically. Then the other guy goes missing. The other guy comes back. He realizes the guy's missing, and then some bitch pops out of the water. Scary as shit. That was scary. Like the whole thing with the water started to boil, the fish started to like rise, and then the guy started his skin started to boil off and peel off. That was weird, but I mean, okay. I mean, it was scary as shit. And then it turns into the story. I honestly, I didn't even know who was the main character. I know I'm already like complaining about it, but I did not know who the main character was. I thought it was Joseph. It was Joseph's birthday, so they're celebrating it at a club restaurant. I look like a club, but it turns out I guess it's a restaurant. And then he's there with his girlfriend. I had to look up these fucking names because they were so forgetful. Tia is her name. It's spelled Thya. Tia. I don't know what her ethnicity was. It probably doesn't even matter, but I don't know where the origin of that name is from. Tia. Because the other girl, Alice is French. She is Will's wife. Will is Joseph's older brother. So they're celebrating his birthday at they're celebrating Joseph's birthday at Will's and Alice's restaurant. And they start arguing, Will and Alice, about the drinking. She needs to lay it off. Some weird thing happens where I guess she almost accidentally kisses Joseph by giving him a hug and to tell him his happy birthday. And then they all kind of like look at each other kind of weird. Like Tia's like, don't ever let her get near you again. And then Will was like you need to stop drinking. Basically, he's upset. And then there was an argument about the gifts and how why did you buy him a gift? I bought him a gift for us. It was kind of lame. It was stupid. I was I'm getting into the movies, kind of building a story, and then I guess they're outside. They're having a smoke break, and then Will comes in hot. He gets upset with some other dude that was there, that was his employee. And then they get in some argument. Will and Alice get in some argument, and then she storms off, and then he gets mad and then gets in his car and then leaves, and he's drunk. Obviously it's not gonna go well. So the demonic bitch in the beginning was walking off into the forest. The person that killed the two fishermen, it was a female entity. I guess was walked into the forest to go find something, because I guess it's looking for something, right? I didn't understand what was going on, right? So then Will's driving off drunk, then hits the demon. He now flips and basically rolls over, and it's a really bad accident. Apparently the demon's head is now in the car. Then the demon's head starts talking to him, and it specifically said, thank you for leading me to your family. So this entity was looking for Will, or the family, his line, I guess, is to get to his family, because I guess it's looking for something that his family owns. Basically, the car bursts up in flames. Will is dead. Eventually, obviously, they find out that he's dead. Now it turns into Alice's story. So now I realize, I guess, Alice is the main character then. I thought it was Joseph. Joseph seemed like he was going to be the main character since it was his birthday. I got thrown off. I'll be honest with you. But she is now, like upset and distressed. Her husband died. So she does care, she cares about her husband, even though they got in a fight. Obviously they have relationship issues. Now they're going to his funeral, basically. I don't know where this takes place, to be honest. She's French. I don't know where exactly, if they're in France or they're in the US. I'll be honest with you, I got lost. Anyways, they get to the place. She is not prepared. She doesn't even look like she's ready to be at a funeral, basically. And her mother-in-law, Joseph's mom, Will's mom, notices that, and she tries to hey, you can use my shoes. Luckily we're the same size, because she came in sneakers. She came in literally loungewear. But I mean, I get it. She kind of was very had been not wanting to have effort to probably get up and get all done. But she has a bad relationship with his parents too, her ex-husband's parents. So I don't know, it just didn't seem like she cared. Anyways, they go to the service. It was weird that the fact that there was construction going on at the same time. But she was asked, did you have something to say? Do you have something to say to your late husband? She was like, I didn't prepare anything. Like, honestly, she sounded like a bitch, to be honest. Like, your husband died. I don't know. It's all story. The Edgar, the father, her her father-in-law, he it looks like a really pissed off dude. The dude was pissed off, didn't even like acknowledge her. Yeah, he's they're all taking it pretty bad. They're all taking, but it doesn't seem like she's taking it bad. You know, obviously, I'm just giving you guys a story, and I'm trying to get there because honestly, I feel like this movie took too long to get to where it needed to get. Like, I guess there was the build up. I get it. There was a story to go with it, and I just felt like it was too long. It dragged way too long to get to where it needed to be. One of the key things was that it was a bizarre scene where the guy that's gonna cremate the body is like listening to rap. He's like freaking lip syncing and everything, and he's doing a whole little dance. It was weird, right? Probably really not necessary, but just for comedic, a comedic scene basically. Oh, then Edgar, Will's dad, knocks on the room, and before he gets cremated, says, I need to talk to my son. And then he's just like, oh, you're not supposed to be here. I said, no, I need to talk to my son. I need to say goodbye. So then they let him, and then he's talking to him, and then here's the door knock, and then he opens the door, no one's at the door. But then he hears a knock again. He realizes it's not the door, it's the coffin. So then he freaks out, and he's like, Will's still alive. So he opens, basically makes a hole in the casket, and then a burning hand, a hand that's like burnt, and there's, you can see that it's charred and it's hot. It sticks his hand out and grabs it and burns Edgar. And then Will has now left the coffin. He's now gotten up from the coffin, and he is now possessed by the entity, by the demon. From there on, you could assume that Edgar has now been possessed by an entity. But you never see what happens to Will. You never see what happens to his body. They go to where Joseph's staying. Joseph is staying at their old house. So they go back to their old house. They go have dinner. They're going to stay there for a while, and basically until they leave. But then they have like the most awkwardest dinner ever. There's a scene where Edgar is now losing his mind, and he grabs a knife and he tries to like cut his wrist. And everybody's taking it really bad, like this Will's dead, it's horrific. Everybody's emotional, but then Alice steps in. She takes the knife away from him. So Alice is the main character. Alice is trying to, cope in her own way too. Like, obviously she's not dealing with it right, but that wasn't the right way. But she doesn't know that there's something else that's going on, until eventually the dinner happens. Edgar loses his mind. He grabs the corkscrew. Basically, there was some dispute and argument that went on, and he just starts stabbing the dog. The dog is now dead, and then they're trying to restrain him. He is obviously now possessed by the demon. So then this is where like it all starts getting to where it's more juicy and more like actiony and or suspenseful and gory. To me, it just took too long for it. It took too long for this to finally happen, and basically ends up spazzing out. He's having a seizure or something, and they're like, he's not okay. They were gonna basically take him to the hospital. The dog, they went to it was weird because it happened so fast. Alice and Susan, Will's mom, went to go bury the dog. Meanwhile, Tia and Joseph are driving Edgar to the hospital. because he's passed out. I don't know what happened to him. But now they're driving in the car, and then he all of a sudden he wakes up, and then he starts choking Tia while she's driving, and then he starts stabbing her with like these little scissors. I'm gonna post it up there. But these little scissors, he starts stabbing her. Like, it was very like oh my god, shit. Like, he was stabbing her face, stabbing her neck, and then he was Joseph's in the backseat with him, trying to wrestle with him, trying to get him off. And then this whole scene pissed me off, dude. Like, it pissed me off so bad, because I thought Joseph was gonna be like I thought he was gonna be the main character. I thought he was gonna be the one that we were gonna like, and he was gonna be the strong one or something. Because it turns out that in the beginning of the movie, he was the one listening to the video cassette. Those cassettes and those things that were, you will see in the movie, like the book and everything, it belonged to his grandfather. So his grandfather was part of this. His mom called him a cult. He basically traveled the world to find hidden treasures and artifacts that related to the Book of the Dead, or the evil book, basically. And he traveled the world to find a way to destroy these demons. And they found a dagger. So they found this dagger, and this dagger is what the evil dead, the entities, the demons, are looking for. He knows about it. He knows about this. He has it hidden. He found it, and he was so cowardly. Like, he can see that his girlfriend's being killed. They crash and everything, and then the dad starts choking the shit out of his girl and everything, and he starts stabbing her. And then I thought, no, because I thought he was gonna shoot his ass, because apparently he keeps a gun in his glove compartment. So he reaches and grabs the gun and points it at his dad, and his dad, Edgar, he literally like presses his forehead against the gun, like, shoot me. And he doesn't shoot it, and then he basically takes the gun away from him, and then he starts wrestling. Joseph's a coward, man. He ended up escaping through the sunroof, and then he watches his girlfriend get killed. I thought that he was such a coward and a bitch, honestly, really. Like, who does that? Like, okay, it's your dad. I get it. He's not your dad anymore. Anyways, I don't even remember how, but he ends up going back to the house. Joseph ends up going back to the house, and then he's panicking, and then they're wondering what's going on, and then they get a knock on the door, and it's Tia, basically saying, "Let me in." And then Joseph freaks out because he knows she's dead. So then when they open the door, she's there, and she's got a piece of the this headrest. The dad, he pulled it off, and he freaking shoved it in her skull. Like, it went through here and like went through the neck. It was gruesome. So I know I'm giving you a lot of details, so I'm trying to get to where I really want to get to. So then now the family is getting infected by the entities, and now they're stuck in the house, and they can't let him in, and then she's stuck in the they locked her in the basement. Mind you, they have a grandma too, so who's also there. Basically, now they're all stuck inside, and then they have to figure out what's going on. And Alice, she asks Joseph, okay, so what do we need to do about the whole situation? And then eventually Joseph says, you need to go find it because it's hidden. He has it. It's in the attic. The movie took too long to get too good, to get to where it was, I guess. And even then, for me, like, I just felt like it had its scary moments. It had its jump scares. But a lot of it to me was just kind of like, I don't know, it just didn't hit me well too. Like, it just didn't make me want to be like, hey, let me rewatch this again. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like I'm complaining too much about it, but it did scare me. The fighting, stabbing each other, like, to me, the most craziest part. So, okay, so let's get to the end, guys. Let's get to the end. So she finds the dagger. She finds the dagger, and she ends up stabbing. When she gets the dagger, she ends up stabbing them. When she stabs them, they basically lose the demon that's inside, and now they are turning back human. So they're being relieved of the demon that's inside them, but at the same time, if she fatally kills them, then they're dead. Will ends up showing up. The house is burning. He's there, and she basically runs away from him. She has a bunch of wounds on her. She's already killed probably all of them. The only one that I noticed that didn't die, and this is a spoiler, guys, is the grandma. The grandma's the only one that I didn't notice that she died. You'll see in the movie where she's trapped on the little elevator thing that goes up the stairs. She has one of those things that takes you seated, and she takes you up the stairs because she can't walk. She's disabled, and they don't have an elevator in their house, obviously. So she ends up cutting off her leg to escape. They all basically die by the hands of homegirl Alice. And to me, the most gruesome scene was that she's facing off Will. She's facing him, and it's she, instead of grabbing, there's a saw. You see the saw, and you see like a jackhammer, and she's pulling this rope, and I'm thinking, oh, she's gonna get the saw, like, kind of like, like the main weapon in most horror movies or scary movies is a chainsaw. But she doesn't get the chainsaw. She ends up getting the jackhammer. I thought this was cool. I thought this was crazy. Like, she got the jackhammer. I don't know how the fuck it turned on. I don't know how the fuck it was connected. But she got the jackhammer, and she jackhammered into Will's chest. That was crazy. That's like the first time I ever see that in a scary movie. I'll give them that. But she ends up stabbing him, and the real Will comes back, and she's able to, I guess, say goodbye in a way. But at the same time, it was weird because she said, "I love you." He said, "I love you," and then she said, "Not enough." I really think that she meant that, and I think because I think she thought that he was like pretty abusive to her. Like, there's flashbacks. I guess she got like a burn on her ab. I don't know if it was from the hot water or from the hot water and the pan, but she felt that it was very intentional. They had a very like physical relationship where he really wanted to have children, and she didn't want to. It was a messy movie to me. Other than the very like cringe, well, it wasn't cringe like bad cringe, but like cringe where like oh, she got stabbed, like, oh, she got cut, like, dude fell on a bunch of like knives and forks, like that kind of cringe. Like, there was a lot of that, and I did like that as a horror movie. Like, a simple just stab kind of doesn't do it. I mean, I don't know, it doesn't really do it for me anymore. But it's like watching all that, like, it was pretty like gruesome, and I think that was the best part of it, of as far as it being an Evil Dead movie or being a horror movie, a scary movie. This type of movie doesn't compare to, I think Leviticus was actually better than this movie. I don't think it's better than like Obsession. I mean, I'm not saying that it's in the same genre, but I don't think it's as good as that type of movie, or even Backrooms, or maybe Hokum was even better than this movie too, just because man, other than those parts, it lost me. Like, you could have just made a whole movie where it was an evil entity and just started killing off everybody, and then you're just saying, oh, I'm looking for something. Like, you gave me this whole love story and this whole like background thing, and then this whole family drama and issues, and this guy being a coward. Like, that you could have left all that out and just left just the killing, and I probably would have enjoyed it better and then understood the movie better. Like I wouldn't even need to know the names and the names Tia. Anyways, 2.5. This is a 2.5 out of 5. Not a 3. Wouldn't I wouldn't want to watch it again. I'll be honest with you. I expected more. It was some scary parts, I'll be honest with you. I mean, if I were to see that shit in real life, that would scare the shit out of me. Please God, never. But yeah. This was Evil Dead Burn review. Ghost Boy XO. Make sure you comment, leave a like, please subscribe, check out the other videos, and I'm not too sure what I'm gonna watch next. There's a couple of things that I had an idea of. But thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys watch the IE Spooks channel. We put a video last week, and then we'll be putting up another video on, well, if you watch this Saturday, actually we put one up yesterday. Okay, so IE Spooks, make sure you guys watch that too. Okay, this is your boy Ghost Boy XO. Peace